welcome to episode 637 of Good Luck High Five.
You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you hit up your local pre-release recently or you're waiting for dragons to swoop through Arena, we're here for you.
I'm one of your dragon riders riding with consent, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts not riding any dragons. I'm Megan.
Yeah, we're going to talk all about the Dragonstorm pre-release that happened this past weekend. The set officially releases this Friday, and it's going to be a big event celebrating the release of this set, which is Spotlight Tarkir Dragonstorm, which is happening in Denver this coming weekend, which is a large sealed event.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back, Limited GPs.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm going to be there casting the event and maybe knowing the card names. We'll see. I have 1 week to learn them.
You've got 1 week. Anyway,
to learn these cards. But it's so exciting because limited Grand Prix were like our favorite thing in the whole world back in the day.
They're such a good time. Very jealous of anyone going and playing in Denver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why am I not going? I simply want to be home.
Yeah, man, that's real sauce right there.
It's real sauce.
As a creator, man, sometimes you just want to be home.
Just want to be home.
Amen. Yeah, but I'll be there behind the curtain calling these games in Denver and talking about, my experiences playing the set over the past week, which will have been a past week by the time I talk to you over the internet. But today...
Wow, I'm going to believe you that sentence worked.
I don't even believe myself. I'm going to talk to you about my experiences playing not one, but two Tarkir Dragonstorm pre-release events.
I saw that you had gone to a second one, and I was like, must have been good.
Yes.
It must have been good if Maria went to a second one.
And guess what, Megan? What do you think I'm doing tonight?
Are you going to go play Sealed?
I'm playing a third event. That's right. I can't get enough of this set. Inject it straight into my veins.
I am flabbergasted, truly, all the way through.
I mean, I'm telling you, you would do the same thing.
Wow. Where are you playing tonight?
Tonight is Lodestone.
They're having another one?
Lodestone Coffee and Games, friends, the best local game store in the Minneapolis area. They added it because it was so overwhelming. The
demand was so high. They're like, okay, you can have another one?
Yes. So they added one, and I'm like, well, I have to learn these cards, right? And you don't learn cards by just sitting there and trying to memorize the names of them. Like, no, it just doesn't.
Impossible.
It just doesn't work. Yeah. You have to actually play with them.
Maria,
and so there you go.
I am floored by this news.
Why are you so floored?
I don't know. You're going to a third pre-release.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. People like it so much they want a third one.
And I was
What time is it at?
6 p.m.
I don't think I can go. Should I just go?
I feel like you should.
Should I just cancel my plans?
I feel like you should.
Wow.
Everybody come out to this pre-release. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say my second one, everybody, all my opponents, when I talked to them, I was like, oh, I built Teamer first time, and this time I'm playing Obzon. Everyone was like, oh yeah, yesterday I played this. Today I'm playing this. So I'm saying the multiple pre-release phenomenon is across the board with Dragonstorm.
Yeah.
The set is so
thrilled.
good.
I'm so happy. That's great.
Yeah, you're going to love it. I know you said this is maybe going to be your favorite set of the year, and I
think Rob said that.
Oh, yeah. And I just think it's going to be.
Wow. All right. I believe it. I love Tarkir.
Early days, but...
I do love Tarkir. I'm ready to believe in Tarkir. I have no skepticism going into this. I want it to succeed.
Yeah. I want a shirt that says, I'm ready to believe in Tarkir. I'm ready and I am believing. So I'm going to talk to you about the two decks I built. They're fairly different. They're two different guilds. And then if you're a member of our Patreon, I'll post in the Discord my third build from tonight.
Gasp.
So
Speaking
that's a little wink for
you
patrons.
So thank you so much to the people who make this happen.
Yes.
Before we get into the meat of the episode.
The dragon meat. Delicious dragon meat.
I knew you were going to say that.
What do you think it tastes like?
I don't. Maria, that's so mean.
Well.
And also, obviously, it tastes like chicken. They're related.
You're right. It does.
If birds and dinosaurs are... Look, hear me out. If birds and dinosaurs are related,
like chicken?
Then obviously birds and dragons are related. And obviously dinosaurs and dragons are related.
Wow.
They're a triangle.
Dinosaur meat tastes like chicken.
There you go.
Never thought about it, but I'm sure you're right.
Oh, absolutely I am.
Insights like that and more for patrons.
Yes, on our Discord, Maria said she'll post her third build on our Discord, which is accessible to our patrons. Thank you so much to everyone who's a patron over at patreon.com/GLHF/dragonmeat.
No.
Don't put in the /dragon meat. Don't put that part in.
It's not a real address. Not
a real address.
/GLHF Magic. That's the real one.
Patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Our Discord is such a wonderful place to hang out.
Yeah.
We talk all about like different preview cards that have come out. People talk about books. We just talk about everything.
Whatever's on your mind.
Different decks that you've drafted or built on Arena. So much different stuff. And you can get access to all of that and just help our show exist.
Yes.
By becoming a patron over at patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Thank you, everybody.
/Dragon Meat.
/Dragon Meat. If you haven't seen our Commander Arcade featuring Tarkir Dragonstorm, go check it out at youtube.com/@GLHF Commander. We play for the precons. Get wrecked, Sultai. We don't play that one.
Wow. Rude.
But we had a 4-player pod. What are you going to do? But it's a great episode. So shout out.
It's super fun.
Check it out if you haven't already. All right, everybody, we're going to talk about my first pre-release at Lodestone Coffee and Games. Thank you to them for giving us some pre-release spots for this episode. I drafted Teamer. I opened Teamer because you get to choose your guild, which came along with a guild pack to support it. Clan. Oh my God. I'm talking about Ravnica. My clan. I chose Teamer as my clan. You get a clan pack to help support whatever pre-release pack you open. So you're not like sad when you pick Obzon and you don't have any Obzon cards.
Yeah.
So that's very nice.
Absolutely.
So these sealed decks are going to turn out better than your average sealed. Okay, I just want to put that out there. They're going to be more powerful. So here's my first build of Teamer. I'm splashing white for 2 cards. 1, Teeming Dragonstorm. This is the enchantment that when it comes down, you make 2/2/2 soldiers. And then when you play a dragon, you get to put it back in your hand.
Nice.
This is a cycle of Dragonstorms in Tarkir Dragonstorm. This one is busted straight in half. I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I haven't played with the other ones yet, but I know the blue one is also like wildly good. And I also splashed for Stormplane Detainment, which is the O-ring of this set, which just deals with anything on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Because my splash was quote unquote free, thanks to 2 copies of Windscarred Craig here in my mana base.
Poor Craig.
I know, he's Windscarred. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
This deck, Teamer, their deal is playing big, beefy beefers and smashing face. And that's what I kind of like to do. So that's what we did with this deck. It was less flexible than I believe other clans in Tarkir will end up being. But that being said, we did smash. We had wonderful rares in this color combination with Roar of Endless Song, which is the Teamer Saga that makes chapters 1 and 2 make 5/5 elephants. Chapter 3 just doubles the P&T of all of your creatures on the battlefield.
Wow. Seems good.
You just win. That's the name of that card. If you have any
Roar
creatures.
of Endless Winning.
Yeah, Roar of Endless Winning. And we also have a wonderful, is this dragon rare?
No, this guy's uncommon.
Uncommon, Karakit Guardian.
Yeah.
Tell me his.
3 green, blue, red for a 6/5 flying vigilance trample. Wow. This creature has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet.
Yeah.
That seems...
It's a good card.
Quite nice.
Quite nice.
Quite nice.
I also had a very fun friend that I was very excited to play with which is Stormscale Scion.
Oh, look at you go.
So this is of the quote-unquote Dragon Storm joke of the set. Because this card has Storm. This dragon has Storm. So you get to copy it for however many spells you've cast before at this turn. The thing is, it's 6 mana.
So the answer might be none.
It might be none. But let me tell you, my singular goal with this deck was to Storm copy this dragon.
Did you?
I did it 2 times.
Twice.
I did it twice.
Incredible.
With
well
the help
done.
of Channel Dragonfire, which is a 1 mana deal to spell with Harmonize to be able to recast it. But I mean, like, I did not have enough cheap spells to try and like make that actually happen. In Jeskai, you might really be able to go off with that thing because their mechanic is flurry and they want to cast 2 spells a turn. Fun deck. great big guys that ended up going 2 and 2. It was not, like I said, as flexible perhaps as I maybe wanted it to be because its deal was I'm big. You know, that's its deal. I big. What I love about cons is once again present in this set, which is tricolor cards that are kind of doing their clan's mechanic. Like in this case, that card would be Temur Taniback, which is a 4/3 for Temur mana or 2. So if you have all colors of Temur mana, it only costs 3 mana. When this creature enters, draw a card, then discard a card.
Pretty sick. That's a great card.
I just love it.
Love that. 4/3 draw discard?
Yep,
yeah, please.
Exactly. And it has 4 power, which there's cards in this set that kind of harken back to mechanics that care about having 4 power.
Ferocious.
Ferocious, thank you. Which is very, very cool. Here's a card that cares. Herd Heirloom. This is a rare that I had as well, which is an artifact. You can tap it to add a color, mana of any color if you're casting creature spells, or you can tap it and until end of turn, target creature you control with power 4 or greater gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
That's sick.
That
card is great.
I loved it.
I'm into that.
I mean, because it's essentially a free activation. Like you don't have to pay any mana into this to like get your creatures to draw cards.
Wild.
And if you're playing Temur, right? Well, your creatures should have 4 power.
Yeah.
People were just like disgusted. They're like, I don't want to block with my dumb little 1/1s that I have hanging around because I'm playing Abzan or whatever. Because you're gaining trample and you're going to draw that card.
That's rough.
Yeah. So I had a good time with this deck for sure. One question I had as I was laying it out on the table is we've got all of these Omen dragons in this set, right? Which Omen is the dragon mechanic like Judge Rob told us about last week. And I've got 2 of them in this deck. 3 of them in this deck. Where one half is an instant or sorcery and the other half is a dragon that you can cast. And I don't know where to put them on the curve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're so flexible that sometimes you just want the dragon half and sometimes you want the instant or sorcery half. And it truly, I can't say like with any confidence that like, oh, I believe you can sometimes say, oh, I think I'm going to be casting the instant or sorcery set. It didn't feel like that. It felt like whenever I drew it, it just felt great, period.
Yeah.
Because you can use it whenever you need to in the game.
Nice. I was going to say like this one, Twin Maw Stormbrood.
Oh, yeah.
This card seems sick.
It was great.
Its Omen side is Charring Bite, 1 in a red, sorcery, deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. That seems good.
Yep.
And then its other half is 5 and a white for a 5/4 dragon with flying. When this creature enters, you gain 5 life.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that card any day of the week.
Yes, gaining 5 life, it's a big deal in Limited. That card is wonderful. So the Omen Dragons, I give them a grade of huge A+ thumbs up. They're wonderful. Some of them are better than others, of course, but I think overall they're just so much card for your card.
So much card for card, as we love to say on the show. A lot of card for card.
Card for card. So that was my little Temur deck. Pretty straightforward beater.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get enough. So I played another pre-release. So let's take a look at what I did at pre-release number 2.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Do you know what this sound is? That's me shuffling, then dropping some Dragon Shield card sleeves.
Yeah, it was.
These new Dragon Shield sleeves are our Rainbow Feldergriff sleeves that you can now buy on Dragon Shield's website. So please check them out. Just go to Dragon Shield's website using the link below this video or in the show notes and type GLHF into the search bar. You too can own your very own Rainbow Feldergriff sleeves, which I got no less than 5 compliments on at the 2 pre-releases I attended this past weekend.
That makes sense. That checks out.
And if you buy anything other than these sleeves, you can use code GLHF for 5% off at checkout.
5% off. We love Dragon Shield. I was just thinking today, I was literally just like walking around our office organizing stuff, being like, we love Dragon Shield.
We just do. I saw them like
we just do.
Their stuff at the store, and I was so proud to be a Dragon Shield sponsor creator because their stuff is so good. We now have Good Luck High Five sleeves in there with these and with Commander Arcade, which is so cool. But they also have a ton of other sleeves, which are really amazing. So check them out if you need some sleeves to protect your Dragonstorm merch or any other merch you might need to protect from Magic the Gathering. Check them out, Dragon Shield, link in the show notes or underneath the video.
Thank you to Card Kingdom, our sponsor of the show for forever and a day.
Oh, yeah. For sure, at least a day.
Card Kingdom, forever and a day.
Tarkir Dragonstorm comes out this Friday, so be sure to head to Card Kingdom to get whatever you need from Dragonstorm. I'm telling you to get a box and do some team drafts with your friends because I am teeing up for this being one of the greatest limited sets of the year.
Oh, you can also go and look at, they have all of the singles already. If you're like, I know what I want to build.
Yep.
Like I am already brewing a commander deck around some of these. Go ahead, head over to Card Kingdom, get some of these great cards, put them together, have a great time.
Yeah, and if you want a pre-built commander deck, the pre-cons for this set were also very, very fun to play.
Oh, so fun, and no better place to get them than Card Kingdom. They'll ship them to you like that.
Yes, and in one order as well. So if you order a bunch of singles, they're not coming to your door in 5 different packages. One package. Sell your draft chaff from the pre-release, turn it into cards you actually want. cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Okay, here we go. Second pre-release. This time I took an Obzon clan pack.
Ooh.
And I wanted to be base green both times because my true dream was to play 5-color.
Oh, yeah.
Because, come on.
That seems
everyone wants to play
fun.
5-color.
Everyone wants
But I didn't get there, but that's okay because I got there with a sweet deck instead. This deck was great. It had a ton of removal, 2 copies of the O-Ring effect, Stormplane Detainment, 1 copy of Osseous Exhale, that's the white one that deals 5 to attacking or blocking creature, 1 copy of Piercing Exhale, which is the bite card, Dragon's Prey, which kills anything, and Kintree Severance, which kills anything with mana value 3 or greater.
Yeah, and a Snakeskin Veil.
And a Snakeskin Veil.
Love that card.
Yeah, and especially because the +1/+1 synergies in Obzon are legit.
Yeah.
So you want that +1/+1 counter. So that was my removal. I would take that and go home because that's what you want in sealed right there.
Yeah.
I also had a teaming Dragonstorm again, and this build was far better for it. How many dragons did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons.
Nice.
At the top end of this curve, we have some fireworks in the form of Armament Dragon.
2 of them.
2 copies, baby.
Yeah.
Some opponents very sad when the second one of these hit the table. Don't blame them.
I can imagine. This, for you who don't know, 6 mana for a 3/4 flyer. When it enters, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control.
Thank you. I will.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. And just an excellent card.
Yeah.
The other dragons of note, I want to give a shout out to Riling Dawnbreaker, which is the white Omen Dragon. That's a 3/4 with flying and vigilance, and it gives +1/+0 to another creature at the beginning of combat on your turn. But the Omen half of it, 1 and a white, is make a 2/2 soldier.
Nice.
It's great.
Great card.
Because you do that, or on 5 mana, you have a 3/4 flying Vig that pumps something else up.
Flying Vig?
Flying Vig?
Say what?
I wanted to mention too, how do omens play? Because I heard the conversation around the room on both days about people thinking they were either better or worse than adventures.
Oh, all right. What was your take?
Gosh, it's really tough.
Yeah.
I do think I would take an adventure over this.
Okay.
But I did cast some of them twice.
Well,
so there you go. So I don't know. It's not, jury's still out, but that's my first hot take. We had the tricolor, 2 of the tricolor cards for Obzon in this deck as well, which is the reputable Merton, our little turtle friend.
Oh, look at him. He has so much stuff in his shell.
Yeah, he's selling some wares. If you have coin, he has wares.
Yes.
He's a 2/2. When he enter or die, he put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Pretty nice.
I love him.
All right.
Great turtle. Doing the things you want.
Great turtle.
Great turt. And then the only rare I was running, is that right? Yeah, I only had 1 rare in this deck. So that makes me excited for limited because you don't maybe need to just take all of the rares, was Severance Priest.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 3/3 for 3. It has Death Touch, and you get to look at your opponent's hand and take something out of it. Exile it, but when Severance Priest leaves the battlefield, they get a spirit that's an XX based on that card's mana value. So, it didn't feel like the best card in my deck, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It felt like fine.
It was okay. That sure is a trade-off.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. You got to make the choice. The all-star of this deck, other than Teaming Dragonstorm, and all of my removal, that was all the all-star, was Yathen Tombguard. This 2 and a black, 2/3 with Menache. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life.
That seems good in Abzan.
Oh, this card. You're going to want as many of them as you can get. I'm telling you right now.
I believe that easily.
It is
100%.
so good because it turns every creature into a threat. Every single one. Your opponent's like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, I would have normally just let this through and who cares? It's just one. And you're like, and you twirl your little evil mustache.
Yeah. Love my evil mustache.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I had a second rare, but I don't think I ever played it. Sinkhole Surveyor, 1/3 bird.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever this creature attacks, you lose 1 life and each creature endures, and this creature endures 1.
That's pretty nice.
It is good. I just never
cast
it.
He was too busy surveying the sinkholes.
He was looking at sinkholes all day and all night, just like he does. But this deck was fabulous. It went 3-0. I had a great time playing it. I had some excellent, very close matches with my opponents. One of them was an obs-on matchup, and we were in game 3. I was at 1 life, and I had been at 1 life for several turns. My opponent was like at 3. I kept kind of chipping away, got him down to 3. He has 2 baby siege rhinos in his deck, okay?
Ugh.
I happen to know this because of the previous 2 games. He also has the obs-on enchantment. That makes 3 1/1s on chapter 1. Chapter 2, it puts counters on them. Chapter 3, they get lifelink and vigilance or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm terrified because, boom, he's played it.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, if he gains all that life back, I have no chance. Also, I'm terrified of him drawing his cards to top deck up on a baby siege rhino. And so there's one combat step where I'm just like, he's got card in hand, and I'm just like, oh man. Like, if I attack out, he's dead. But if he has anything, I'm 100,000% dead on the swing back. And all I could do was have tried to read what he drew last turn from kind of the micro reactions in his face or whatever. And so I was like, if I had to put money on this, I'm guessing he drew a blank. And so I swung, and like he made me sweat it too. He sat there kind of looking at the card, and then he put it down as a land.
Nice.
So that was my greatest game of the day. It was a very good game. So many cool decisions happening in these games. I never had a problem with colors of mana.
Ooh. I mean, love it. Love to hear it.
I'm not playing any like rocks in that teamer deck. I had 1 for creature spells, but I'm not playing that Dragonstorm orb. I mean, globe. I want to call it an orb because I pondered it.
What is a globe but an orb?
It's so true.
We're all just here on the orb of Earth.
Earth's orb.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel the need to play any fixing because of that extra pack that we got that had land seeded into it for us.
Yeah.
It was just great. And your lands also do stuff for you, the cool lands from the various clans. This one is actually a Sultai land, Kishla Village. You pay 3 and a green and tap it, Surveil 2. The red one lets you cast spells off the top of your library. The white one makes attacking soldiers, whatever. They're like really good.
Yeah.
And what am I trying to say? Like, I don't know. It was just a fantastic experience. It felt multifaceted and varied. Gameplay felt close. Your decisions seemed to matter. And rares weren't taking over the game because the removal across all of the colors is so good.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's my takeaway.
I love it.
Who knows what will happen when we come to draft? We'll talk about it next week because draft is a different animal. But sealed, pre-release sealed especially, felt so fun. And pre-releases all over town were selling out. You know?
Yeah.
So like
I'm
people
into it. That's
want
great.
some good old-fashioned Tarkir Magic the Gathering, and they are getting it. And yeah, I can only imagine Wizards has seen this reaction and is like, okay, noted.
Hope so.
Noted.
Dragons, baby.
I'm not like here to poop on Spider-Man later this year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Magic players. Everyone loves this.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It appeals to everyone. And the gameplay seems awesome. So have I convinced you yet, Megan, to cancel your plans tonight and go to Lodestone and play some
it's
pre-release?
so hard because my plans are roller skating and I want to go roller skating.
Man, that's hard plans to cancel. Okay, what if you roller skate at the pre-release?
I'm gonna crash into a table immediately.
You just keep roller skating around the
roller
room.
skate right into a table.
Right into the wall.
Smack.
Yeah, it could happen. But yeah, everyone, if you had an awesome pre-release experience or if you didn't even or whatever, we want to know about it.
Yeah.
So please hit up our Discord if you're one of our patrons. Post your builds. We love to see them. The set is dropping on Arena on Tuesday this week. So by the time you hear this, it will have already dropped. So you can also play up there, which I'm going to be doing basically nonstop until the event this weekend, which you can watch on Twitch on Saturday and Sunday. Some limited sealed Tarkir Dragonstorm action. First quote-unquote limited Grand Prix in a million years. A lot of big names are going to be playing that event too.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to watch.
Me too. Like, gosh, can't wait to see these absolutely busted decks that end up like climbing the ranks on day one of competition.
It's going to be sick.
It's going to be great. All right, kids, it's time for some movie pitches. Tarkir Dragonstorm style.
Our favorite.
Got
I
a
love
hot
movie pitches.
Prize pack if I can open it here. There, you hear that sound, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Dragon token.
Of course.
So we're just going to crack this pack, pick out some of the cards at random, and pitch you a movie or television show based on the card's name or something about the card. And soon enough, somebody's going to come on our door and knock in and be like, hey, we want to make this movie. So far, no one has. But today's the day, I think, that we're going to come up with our best idea yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm so...
No pressure.
I'm so pressured.
No
but
pressure.
It's okay. It's okay. This starts out as like a classic high school kind of like, not Mean Girls, but like Mean Girls-esque movie.
Yeah.
Right? Where there's like there's like, you know, a clique of like very popular girls.
Yeah.
And they have like a journal where they write what they consider to be, you know, like the truth about all of their different classmates.
Their burn book, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not specifically a burn book. In this case, it's just like they're trying to be like, oh, this is what their deal is, right? They just like, for every single person, they're like, this is their deal. This is their deal.
Okay.
And then like a new kid comes to school.
Yeah.
And they like try to fold her in. But as as she reads the book, she keeps being like, is that how it really is? And then she'll like reinterpret what they said. But as she reinterprets what they said, it becomes the truth. So it's kind of like, is she like actually able to like, is she more perceptive, or is there something that
about
she's
her?
like, is she manipulating reality somehow?
Wow.
And so the four original girls have to band together because they realize that actually this new student is not like a student, but she's some sort of like, she's like an alien or something from another world who's coming in and altering their reality. To try and like manipulate Earth for an invasion. So it starts out as a classic Mean Girls high school movie.
And it turns into alien invasion.
Into like an alien invasion resistance film.
I love it.
It's called Cruel Truths.
I love it, and it's happening. Did you hear how much money Minecraft made last weekend? It's like
what? No.
350 million or something like that.
Jeez.
Worldwide box office. Anyway, movies for kids.
You go.
There's another one.
Mean
Jack
Girls
Black
into
will also be he'll play a teacher.
Oh yeah, he will.
In this movie, this is a made-for-TV movie because the budget was not very high. This movie, somebody is like just going about their business. Their life is pretty boring. They're your run-of-the-mill, average Joe kind of, I almost said creature, character. Until one day, in the mail, what do they open up? That's right, a jury summons. They got to go in. They got to serve on a jury.
Wow. All right. Do your civic duty.
Do the civic duty. And what happens is, like, on this trial, I'm really trying to come up with this on the fly, everybody, so apologies. But what happens is the jury's so good, like, they're so good on the jury, that the court is like, we got to have you back. Like, we found a good juror. Do you know how hard it is to find a good juror these days?
What does it mean they're so good at being a juror? Like, what does it mean? Do they just like... All right. Anyways, we don't have to pry. We don't have to get into what it means to be a good juror.
That's just part of it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we can't give you the same kind of trial every time because that's double jeopardy. So we have to give you a different kind of trial.
This movie made by someone who really understands the court system.
So this aired everywhere but America. So then they get another summons. They're like, okay, but it's a different kind of trial. So they end up like, it keeps happening. They do murder. They do a theft. They do some kind of like white collar embezzlement. They do, I don't know, name another crime. Murder again, but second degree this time, not exactly the same. Manslaughter. They do fashion, the fashion police. It keeps happening, and their life is like unraveling around them because now all they can see is crime because they're just constantly on a jury. You know what I mean? In reverberating summons.
Wow. That's... What a film! What a bizarre film!
Strange movie.
What a strange movie.
Like I said, the budget was very low. And man, there's a movie. It's called Juror Number 12 or something. Is that what it's called? Directed by Clint Eastwood. Is that what it's called? I watched it. It's like not good. I mean, some people. I think the idea is good.
Okay.
Do you want to know the idea?
Yes.
Slight spoiler, but not really, because you're going to get that's what the movie is about.
I'm not going to go watch this old movie by Clint Eastwood.
It's a new movie.
I'm not going to watch this new movie by Clint Eastwood.
He's like 100 years old.
I'm not going to watch it.
And kind of a, whatever. But okay, so the guy gets on this jury, and he realizes as he's on this jury that he did the crime.
Okay, I do love that.
It's a fantastic idea.
That's a great premise.
I would just love to have seen it done like in the 40s or something.
Yes.
But it really kind of falls apart. They don't do it justice at all, but it's a fabulous idea. And so that kind of...
That's actually... Do you know what? I am actually disappointed that it's not good. Because
I know.
That is a great idea.
It's such a good idea. And I think they could have done it so much better. But maybe one day somebody will and they'll just remake it. But anyway, that reminds me of my movie because that one also, I feel like the budget was not very high.
Okay, this is the story of an artist. They're like, like a young artist. They're like early 20s, and she's having like a real crisis of confidence with her art. And she's like, I'm just not... Like, I don't know that I am good. I don't know that I'll ever be good. Like, what does it mean to be an artist? And so, like, as a last ditch effort, she like signs up for a class, like a painting class.
Yeah.
And while she's in this class, she like begins to she's like, oh my goodness, I'm starting to like have a connection to painting again. And it's all specifically because of the brush that she is using. It's like she gets handed like this very special kind of brush.
You get
at the
a good
beginning.
brush, changes everything.
And she begins using it and she feels like so in tune with this one specific brush. And she's like, oh no, it's only because of this brush actually that I'm like a good painter. Like this is like the only one that can channel.
It's not me.
It's not me. It's like my connection with this brush specifically. And then obviously like in like the climax of the film, she like loses it, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go back to not being a painter anymore." She like tries all these other brushes, and she's like, "It's not working. It's not working." And then of course she has to have like the moment with the teacher who's just like it wasn't your connection with this one brush, like it was you the whole time. Her name is Kai, and the beginning she's like, I'm just Kai. I'm just for Just Kai Brushmaster.
I'm just Kai.
I'm just Kai. Brushmaster.
In this film, this is going to be a hit, I think.
Okay.
It's very topical. So this is the future. It's not good. Post-apocalyptic situation.
Yeah.
The world is dying. We've global warmed ourselves into oblivion. It's bad. But there's a few like people who survived, and they're trying to make a life, and they're trying to rebuild the earth to make it a good place to live again. And they've discovered like an old magic that will allow them to do so on a quicker time scale than millennia.
Okay.
To make the earth habitable once again. And what they've realized that they can do is they can raise a dead person from the grave and kind of summon them to their time and task them with the great task of remaking the world as it was when they were alive. Because all these people, they don't know. Right? Yeah. They've only been alive when the world sucked and was completely ruined. And they're like, what must it have been like this glorious paradise? So they're like, okay, well, the only way we can do that is if we wake somebody up from the past and we find their bones and we do a spell on their bones. They come back to life and now they're with us. So obviously this happens to somebody. they're like, what on earth did you wake me up for? Like, this is not, I'm not somebody who can help you. I don't know magic. I just come from that time. And it's somebody from our time, of course, who, this is a YA movie.
Yeah.
They're just a kid. And they're like, the earth wasn't even that great in my time. Like, you all think it was this beautiful place, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
There
was
so many
bad.
problems.
Yeah.
But he still has a job of having to try to remake the earth. And the way they do it is they have this magical ball of clay where you have to like sculpt it into what you want it to be in the future. And then that will inform how it actually plays out in real life with oceans and forests and mountains and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
But what does the, kid do? Do they make it how they remember, or do they make it better?
Ooh.
In Unburied Earth Carver.
Yeah. I was like, this is a Sultai card or a black card for sure.
It's a Sultai for sure.
This one is, speaking of a card that obviously goes with one of the clans. This is the story of like a monastery, and it's like it's like in a big mountain range, right? And it's like in this one it's like built into this one like valley, in the mountain range. And there's like on either side of it, it's like the one crossing that you can get from like one side of this country to the other side.
Okay.
And on one side, there's bit of like the monastery in like one valley, there's been like a terrible war by an invading army.
Okay.
And now they're like riding the monastery, like going through this monastery is the only way for the army to get to the other side and like continue trying to conquer this country.
Okay.
And the monastery is like, look, we're just peaceful, like monks and everything. Fighting is not our thing, but we are like the only thing standing between the people on the other side of this right, the people in the other half of this country, that like all we can do is buy them enough time to get their army ready so that when this army comes through, like when they defeat us at the monastery, at least they'll have like a better fighting chance of like driving off these invaders in Rally the Monastery.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like somebody must have had to have done that movie at some point.
It's like
a little 500 or whatever, right?
300.
300. How many people were there?
It is a
20, 10.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, it's like one of those classic like battle war movies.
Like we know we're going down, but
exactly. But all that we can do is like fight as hard as we can to buy the people on the other side more time.
Okay, this next film is a period piece. This is set in if you want to put it in early America, or if you want to put it in London, or you put it in France, I'll accept any of these answers. But there is a guy who is a real cad about town. Like he's a fancy man. He's got great pants, great hat, and everywhere he goes, he's making the ladies drop at his feet. Yeah. And like guys are like, oh, I want to be you or whatever. Anyway, he's a real swashbuckler. He's great with a sword. And his deal is he's accumulated a bit of wealth and whatever for being people's second. Like when they challenge somebody to a duel. Yeah. But like the deal is that he kind of the wink wink handshake is that they're going to like not be able to do the duel and he'll have to do it in their place. Yeah. So he like is constantly killing guys or like winning duels in other ways that you win. I need to, refresh my duel rules. Yeah. But he's very victorious. He's decorated, guy who goes on getting everybody, getting all the wins across town. Until, of course, one day the duel he's challenged to is versus a woman. What does he do? He's like, well, my reputation, like I have to keep it. He
gets beat.
But like, no, he gets beat. And also his heart is lost in this duel to her. He's finally met his match in Devoted Duelist.
Yes. Let's see it.
It's like
Shonda Rhimes, we have your next season of Bridgerton.
Seriously, we don't often get a rom-com from Magic cards, really.
No.
The names, for whatever reason, don't lend themselves to it, but Devoted Duelist.
For whatever reason.
For whatever reason. When is the Magic rom-com set dropping? That's what I have to ask you, Mark Rosewater.
Come on. The people want it.
The people need it.
By the people, we mean us.
And
right
maybe
here.
Nobody else.
Okay. This is a new entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a superhero.
Ooh, excellent.
A superhero who has the most powerful breath of all time.
Oh.
They can, literally, like, if they're not careful, they can, like, topple buildings by, like, blowing on them. And, start tornadoes, dispelling exhale. The superhero with the most powerful breath on the world.
I can't believe that hasn't been made a superhero yet.
I agree.
Honestly. Why not? They just have bad breath and it kills people.
All right, I have another one for you.
Oh, okay, go.
This is like, did you see The Hateful Eight? Which is like the Quentin Tarantino all in a cabin that's like snowbound.
I did not see it. I don't think.
It's not. I don't like it.
It's not good? Okay.
I don't think that it's good. There's a lot of issues that I have with it. That being said, I did see it because he also filmed some of it. Like, he filmed it on film.
Uh-huh.
And I did go and see like the film, the 35 millimeter or whatever
projection of
and
it.
that was amazing.
Ooh,
it was
very
stunning.
nice.
It was very cool.
Love a good
Anyways,
film.
Boys, this is like that, but it's like in the captain's quarters of a pirate ship.
Okay.
And there are like these two pirate captains have come head to head, right? They each have like some of the biggest, like most aggressive pirate fleets, but they're also being pressured by like the different like royal navies.
Okay.
They're like, hey, we as pirates can't feud because we have this external pressure of these two navies.
Yeah, like, come on, we got to join forces.
Like we need to be together on this. And so they're like having like a last ditch meeting between these two pirate captains to try and come to some kind of accord. And the movie is just like a real time like negotiation, except outside the ship. So we cut between like seeing them in the cabin negotiating, and then like what's happening on the ship outside is there's like enduring a storm, and then there's like ships on the horizon. So we see all the outside pressures in aggressive negotiations.
Who knew that you wanted a real-time pirate negotiation
it's maybe not
film?
real time, but it's like, right, it's like only like a day or something, and it's cutting back and forth between them in the cabin, like going at it, and then whatever is happening like between their ships outside in the world.
I think that was going to be season 3 of Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone wanted just like a long cabin.
The rare that we opened in this pack was Nature's Rhythm.
Ooh.
X green. Now this I opened actually in my teamer pool.
Yeah.
And I didn't play it because I wasn't sure if I should. It requires a lot of green mana. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
I'm gonna say I think that you should have done.
X green is the cast for that. I had like 3 2-drops or whatever.
Yeah.
I was not sure. But the harmonized cost is very large, which is X green. And I don't think I ever would have had that amount of green mana.
I think that this is still an okay card to just cast once.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I guess I could have. I don't know what I would be searching for. I guess is my problem is because I want my big dragons, If I'm getting a 2/2 with it, I suppose that's okay. But I wouldn't be able to cast it to the next turn, so I'm taking turn off. I don't know.
It says put it onto the battlefield.
Okay. Yeah.
Hot take. Think you should have been playing it.
This is my last card. Greg Michael Pirate Boy cut it from my deck.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to blame Greg for this one.
Pirate Boy.
Pirate Boy Greg. The Pirate Boys were at the pre-release. And I was like, why do we call you the Pirate Boys?
Because Ixalan was when they went to the Pro Tour.
Yeah. And he's like, because that's when we were all in Ixalan and we were on your show at the PT. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that weird nickname we gave you somehow still stuck. And now Greg is doing System Magic streams with Andrew Ellenbogen, and that's his job, is being a full-time Magic streamer.
Oh.
So, like, the Pirate Boys have grown up to Pirate Men.
I wish more people would pirate men.
Just in case listeners, you're like, whatever happened to those Pirate Boys?
Yeah.
Still playing on the Pro Tour as well. Well, friends, that's this episode of Good Luck High Five. Thank you for coming along on my doubleheader pre-release journey with me this
Wow, Maria,
week.
I am still just, my flabber is gasted.
Where is your flabber, just out of curiosity?
Oh, wow. Great question.
Where does that reside on the human body?
I feel like just like in your gut somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere the flabber's in there.
Yeah.
I'm going hard in the paint. Which
you
is
are
a basketball metaphor at the pre-release, and I'm going to see my very first basketball game coming up this weekend.
A basketball metaphor.
What I'm saying?
It's a metaphor. I love it as a metaphor.
I'm seeing my first basketball game in Denver.
Yeah, I'm very excited for you.
I'm so scared.
Why?
I don't know.
Maria, a basketball game is less scary than a football game and more fun.
Okay, I'm sure that's true.
It is so true.
I went to my first football game not too long ago, and it was horrifying.
But no, let me tell you, you can prepare for a much better experience than that.
Okay, great. So I'm going to see, I guess, the Nuggets play.
Yeah, that is who you're seeing. That is who you're seeing.
Look, I know their name. I'm so proud of myself.
You're going to get to see Nikola Jokic.
A lady?
Nope.
Okay, well, dang.
He's a man who just truly plays basketball just as his job. He's one of the best basketball players playing right now. And
his job is basketball.
It's just his job, and he treats it like his job, and he just wishes that he could own a horse farm. He wishes he could retire and own a horse farm already.
We talked about him on the show before.
Yes.
And I'm like, I respect that. He's like, I play the ball, I go home.
Yes,
my
exactly.
9 to 5 baller.
It's his 9 to 5.
So I'm looking forward to being afraid of that coming up this weekend.
Yeah. Tune in this weekend to
yes, please
the
watch
stream.
it. It's through Star City Games, so I believe it's twitch.tv/Star City Games, or you'll find it. You can put Magic the Gathering in the search bar. Saturday and Sunday to see all of the action from Spotlight Tarkir Dragonstorm. I'm so excited to cast it. We've got some great casters. Paul Chian is going to be in the booth as well, which is very fun. Ailey Loney as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Tune in, say hi in chat if you're there. I would love to see you. I need all the support I can get trying to get these card names right on broadcast. Oh my gosh, let's quiz myself right now. I'm going to pick one and I'm going to cover the name. I played this in my Obzon deck. So 1/2 Dog Soldier for 1 and a white. That it has Endure 1 when it enters the battlefield. I don't know. Anok Kingard. Fortress Kingard. Wow, I can't believe I got part of it.
You did get part of it.
Holy cow. All right, well, something is sticking in there somehow. So that's good news for you viewers. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Check out our sponsors, Dragon Shield and Card Kingdom. Links there are in the show notes. Thank you to all of our patrons who support us over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. We're going to talk some draft next week.